Lesson 3-7, Functions and Graphs. You're going to see the word ordered pairs used quite frequently throughout this lesson and the few next lessons. Ordered pairs is when 2 points are written as x, y, or input and output. So something happens because of something else. So the question says, the table shows temperatures in Celsius and the corresponding temperatures in Fahrenheit. Make a graph of the data to show the relationship between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So you can see that they're using the word input and output. We recognize those as x and y in our set of ordered pairs. So they wrote out the ordered pairs 541, 1050, 1559, 2068, 2577, and 3086. So we have a piece of graph paper here, and we're just going to use this graph paper to draw our graph. So here's my axis, and over here is going to represent the Fahrenheit, and down at the bottom is going to represent the Celsius. And we're not necessarily going to count by ones or twos because our Celsius values are counting by tens. So we would maybe use to represent 10, 20, 30, 40, and then going up the other side we would do the same kind of count by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So now you just continue through and you graph your points. So my first point is 541. So we have the 5, and then we count up 10, 20, 30, 40. It'd be about right here. 1050, 1559, 2068, 2577, and 3086. Then you connect your dots to make a line, and that would be the graph to represent the ordered pair of the temperature comparison to Celsius and Fahrenheit. When we are graphing solutions of linear equations, you always want to select 4 values that you can replace x with. When we have an equation like this and you have to graph this equation, you always want to replace the x with 2, 1, 0, and -1. The reason is because you're trying to solve for y. They didn't give you x values, and so we're going to use just those 4 basic numbers always to fill in for x so that you can solve for y and graph the points. So if my x is 2, then my equation is 2 times 2 plus 1, which would be 5. So my ordered pairs would be 2, 5. If my x is 1, I have 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3. So my ordered pair is 1, 3. If it is 0, then it's 2 times 0 plus 1, which is 1. My x is 0, my y is 1. And if it's -1, then it's 2 times -1 plus 1, which is -1. So my x is -1, my y is -1. Now, next, you're going to see how we can graph these points to get the line of y equals 2x plus 1. So here's the chart that includes all of the coordinate points, and then you are able to graph those points. So 2, 5, so we go over 2, up 5, we go over 1, up 3, we go over 0, up 1, and you go -1, -1. So if you connected all of these points, you can see that it makes a straight line. A linear equation is an equation that produces a straight line when graphed. like the example that we previously saw, or like this graph here. It produces a straight line on the graph. There is 4 ways to represent functions. The word form, there are 12 inches in 1 foot, would be the word form of a function. You can also use a table, which is what we used in the last few examples, where you have your x and your y and then all of your values below. You can have an equation, which is usually something like f equals 12n, where f represents the number of feet and n represents the number of inches. Or you can have your graph, which has your points on a graph. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. Make sure you show me this lesson review for verification of this video.